We are at Sarona at 1933 and 1934. The spiritual house of Sarona, of the Templars, was in front of you. That building used to be the community house, but at my time, that was my dining room as an officer of the IDF. It was built with cement, although it doesn't look like cement, from the factory of the Templars, the German Templars, I think it's Jaffa. It represents the community of the Templars and the Germans in Israel at that time. At that time, in the 1930s, there are more or less 3,000 Germans, not only Templars, Germans, including consulate and consular people and something like that. Sadly, in 1934, they used here the flags of the Nazi parties. And there was kind of a ceremony, it was a very important ceremony of the one here to the Chancellor of Germany. It's difficult for me even to pronounce his name, is Hitler. That is one of the questions that, because the Templars had only one leader, and that was Jesus, a spiritual leader, but they changed it into a national one, Hitler, and this is something that I cannot understand. Hitler knew that if he wanted to rule the world, or he knew that he had to take care of the 30 million Germans that were outside of Germany of today. It might be that the first community of Germans who accepted Hitler as their leader outside Germany was here in Israel. Unbelievable, isn't it? It's maybe started by a student from the Templars who went to Germany to study, and he asked the party, the Nazi party, the National German Party, to open a branch here, to open a place here for them as well. I must say that most of the Templars didn't accept Hitler at that time, but at the end it used to be a big number of them. They didn't accept him because he was Austrian according to them and not real German. Big difference, isn't it? The first Templars who came to here, the first generation, came for Jesus. Second generation was the same. The third temple were more close to the Germanist party more than to Jesus themselves. Bring them home. It actually reminds me another group of terrorists that kidnapped the Israelis in October 7, and I'm talking about Hamas Gaza. There is a connection between those two. Both of them wanted to destroy the Jews. What some of the people here, some of the third generation say that we were waiting for Jesus to come. He came. His name was Hitler. Can you imagine it? His name was Hitler. Wow. That place that was a religious center became to be the center of the Nazi Germans. People came to lecture from Germany. They actually could see some movies that were taken in Germany. And if you're talking about a movie, if I remember correctly, the British use it as a cinema. And I'm so happy now that the Jews use it as the dining room for the officers of IDF later on. Let me show you the picture of the community hall, as I believe in the better days, just before the Nazis controlled it. What I love to read is that 1948, when that became Israel, and that became Israel, part of Israel, that building became to be, turned to be into a synagogue before the dining room. Then, what can I ask for more? There was a huge connection, a good connection between Germany and Sarona. People actually left to study in Germany. Brides were brought from Germany to here, and the men of that house went to study in Germany as well. Funny to say that that building was in the middle of the road, but it was moved to here when we renovated the German colony. From 1933, 1934, he became part of the Nazi Party. I'm not mentioning his name because that's good, because I cannot. One of them just wrote how horrible it is to be an Ari guy, a German person with a German race, among the horrible Jews in Israel. And he wrote it here. There were 740 Nazis people in that was part of the Nazis group, and we are talking about around 2,000 people, not more than 2,000 Templars here in Israel, all over Israel, not only Sarona. 1/3 of the settlers were Nazis. 1/3, unbelievable, isn't it? There were more percent of Nazis party here relatively to the German country in Germany at that time. 1/3 of them lived and born here, maybe even never been in Germany. Most of them were men, of course, less women, obviously. The birthday of Hitler was celebrated here. From time to time, some Jews lived here, rent places, but sometime they decided not to let any more renting houses to the Jews. Tel Aviv, guys, was next. They have a connection with the Israelis, but lots of connection between the Nazis in Germany and here. At some point, very close to 1939, most of the people of Germany voted for him, accepting him as the leader. 1938. The Führer called us, then we came, they said. Some people actually went to Germany. Some of them even met Hitler himself. I just saw the flag of the Nazi Party at the place that I was born. I was born here in Tel Aviv in an hospital that used to be a school of the Templars. Children, and I saw a ceremony of them with the hands in the air, and the flag of the Nazis is there as well. Unbelievable. And I like the German beer from Munich. I'm sitting here a lot. But you know what? I'm so happy that my Jewish friends actually are sitting here drinking beer and say, "You lost." And I'm saying it for the Gazan people. You already lost. Release the people the Israelis that you kidnap and kick out Hamas that destroying you and us. Let's begin a new phase with peace, without hate. It's unbelievable that in Tel Aviv, in my city that I was born, and in Jerusalem, in the center of Jerusalem, you could see the flag of the Nazis, Hitler flag, without any problem. Unbelievable. The problem was that the Jews were here next to the Templars, and there were more Jews than the Templars here and in Jerusalem. And the feminists were afraid that they will meet each other in the bars, in the cinemas, or maybe they will have relationship between themselves. Unbelievable, isn't it? I'm saying unbelievable because it's really unbelievable for me. I'm studying now about that secret thing of Germany. We know that I'm talking about it from time to time, but now I'm studying about it, and it's it's not easy for me to talk about, but it actually exists, and I'm giving you all the information that I can. You can see the picture of that house at the time of Sarona. Slaughterhouse yet. Kibler family lived here, and they opened here even before the First World War a beer garden. And by the way, it's my beer garden. I'm drinking it from time to time. They built here bowling, or something that's very close to bowling. The German version. Let me show you how it used to be. The Germans actually, the first phase with the Jews was to send them away from Germany. The Zionists in Israel were very happy to accept them here in Israel, but the German Jews didn't understand the future. They didn't understand because, before October 7, I didn't know that something like that will happen. They didn't know that I will actually be in front of the real face of the Gazan people. I don't know if there is a connection between the Nazi party to that beer garden, but beer garden, a lot of people are sitting here. I'm sure that they talked about politics, but I have no connection. I have no information about the connection between the Nazi party to the owner of that building. I still love German beer. Not that I'm drinking beer, I prefer wine, but if I'm drinking beer here, I can find something light for me. In 1939, when they knew that the war will be on, some of the people here from Sarona left the German village and went to Germany to join the army. Some of them didn't reach back. There were so many people just a day before the war, and a lot of Germans. And let me remind you that at that time the British controlled that place, and from that red building, one of the sister Herring of the family of Herring said, the war between France and Britain against German just started. Everyone went on, and the British actually built some fences around the Sarona. Now the status of the Germans here are as citizens of the enemy. They will build some guarding tower, and the soldiers will be Israel Jews here by the British, of course. It's not like the Nazis camp. The citizens, the German citizens, could go out to Tel Aviv to buy products to live, but it was kind of a warning by the British. 380 people were here, and the idea was to send them back to Germany or to somewhere place. We know that they were sent later on to Australia, but the idea is that they are enemies. They took their radio from the Arab farmers that actually work with them, could get some information and orders through the fences. And that's how it used to be at the first part of the Second World War. 1941, something happened. The Nazis actually, platoon, started to reach Israel. They actually reached North Africa, and they were on the way to Israel. 1941, the British took all the hardcore Nazis families from here and told them to be in the center in about 48 hours with 40 kilos for each person, and they took them to Egypt, and from there by Queen Elizabeth to Australia. One of them was the family of Venagel, and in Australia they became citizens of Australia, but the Venagel family, the father actually mentioned that before he left, he hid a kind of golden coins in one of the walls, and they found it. They found it in the time of Israel, of course, and not at the time of prior to Britain. Sorry. It's important to understand that those people who've been captured and sent to Australia, when they reached Alexandria, they met more of the Templars, and they were so happy. They sang the songs of the Nazis party, and in Australia they even celebrated Hitler's birthday, and only after he died they released them. When he died, they actually had a ceremony there. Australia, 1945. From time to time, in the middle of the war, the British releases some Jews with British passport of Israel. Then they actually came to here, and they sent back to Germany some families. For example, the family that lived here. Slowly, that village, Sarona, became smaller and smaller. Only few families actually kept it. No one will steal or whatever their property. The British turned it into an army camp and a police area. Summarize a little bit the story. That's Sarona from 1871, between the two world wars. This is something that I didn't want you to see. You can see what they're doing now. At 1941, it became to be kind of an army camp. They surrounded Sarona, and then Israeli army camp, and government used it a lot together with the army camp, And at 2013, they started to build that amazing place. Remember, they moved some of the houses, and you can see a picture of it. Let me show you something before we will go. We are in one of the buildings that they turned into kind of a museum. And this is the end of the story. It was published in a German newspaper in America, and you can see that they switched Hitler with Herzl. Sarona, 1948. A little bit of the building, less important to our story about the Nazis, but we talked about the printing some coins. They nearly did. The Mossad used that place as well. Morse code, the prime minister, the president office was in one of those buildings from 1949 till 1952. Then it was a pleasure to be with you. I hope that you got the message. Peace is the only way, the only solution as I can see it. That's 1911. And then the Nazis. Community events adopt more of nationals' tongue. I didn't talk about it, but it's happened as well. All over the world, not only here. 1939, World War breaks out. The British imprisoned the German enemy nationals. 1941. Remember, we talked about it, that Nazis arrived or got close to Israel. The British expelled hundreds of Germans from their Templar colonies, including that. 1945. The end of the war. 1946, and that I didn't talk about it because it didn't happen here. Oh, it happened here. Yes, it. All right. Yeah, he didn't live here, Wagner, but it's happened here. Assassination of one of them. And 1948, last Templars are leaving the country. Thank you very much for being with me. Bye-bye.